three stocks I'm really annoyed with, but I'm glad they're in my portfolio anyway. One of them is NXP Semiconductor. Now, why? I'm annoyed I don't have more of it. It's up 50% over 12 months, but it went nowhere for ages, and I'm glad about that because I don't stare at my portfolio anyway like a sort of a demented addict. So I didn't notice it hadn't gone anywhere because, like I said, I don't know the portfolio, like some drug addict. And that worked out well because it's up 50%. But then that annoys me because I should put all my money in just that one and say, oh, right, great, we're up 50% in a year. So that's one which has really annoyed me that I didn't have more of. Am I really annoyed? Of course not. I've been doing this long enough to know that actually the best emotion is no emotion. The best way to invest is to be to have equanimity about rises and falls, to be detached. Again, not to be staring at your portfolio. If you're staring at your portfolio, chances are you're going to panic, you're going to try and time, you're going to get bored, you're going to mess it up. And this is a classic example where other people wouldn't have got 50% over the year. So what are the projections forward? I'm happy to say I expect another 27%. 17th of April, God, did Mizuho call it wrong because it just went up 25% in a day. In fact, it soared since they said sell. Gives you some idea of which banks to look at and which ones not to look at. What's the others that I'm annoyed about? Well, I'm annoyed with my Micron holding because, again, I'd half forgotten I owned it because I don't stare at the portfolio. It's one of the 40. It's one of the ones which has absolutely shot through the roof, and I wish I owned more of it, but I've only got 2.5% roughly in it. I mean, obviously it'll have more than 2.5%. And in the past year, where are we? April, it is shot up, well, nearly 500%. Obviously, if I'd put everything in it 12 months ago, rather than just 2.5%, I'd be up nearly 500% on that. But were it so easy, you'd only pick one stock. Anybody who, whether it's a tip sheet, newsletter, or anything, gives you more than one stock, clearly they can't be that good because they would just give you one stock, wouldn't they? If they knew how much something's going to go up, why would they give you more than one? So we didn't know it was going to go up this much. But in hindsight, it was bloody obvious. So I'm a bit annoyed with that. I'm also, to some extent, annoyed with, let's pick one which has gone down, United Healthcare. Why? Well, because for years it had been absolutely bloody reliable. Okay, you look at that. That's 1,300% return over 13 years. And Trump or whatever else, whichever gods you wish to blame, led it to fall off. It's one of the most popularly widely held stocks amongst hedge funds, for instance, because of the stability. And it's an important lesson because it shows you that actually, first of all, the market didn't foresee it. Look at all those buys: JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Barclays, Jefferies, Raymond James. You can keep going back. Look, it's all buys. One or two exceptions, HSBC in 2021. 2025, beg your pardon, 2025 said sell. Who got that right, actually? Let's see, it peaked in April, so it's a bit bloody late. HSBC saying it in May. So sorry about that. Let's see anybody who gave it a sell. Well, no, we haven't got the data earlier than that. So basically, none of the buggers got it right. They just kept saying buy, which is all fine. Just gives you a good insight into whether or not analysts are useful. The markets didn't see it, otherwise it wouldn't have fallen, would it? Okay, it wouldn't have had a big sharp fall. If the market had seen it, it would have easily gone down slowly. So the markets didn't see it, it was shocked. So the markets didn't see it, the big analysts didn't see it, nobody saw it. Why am I annoyed? Well, it's unfortunate when any stock goes down. But am I really annoyed? Of course I'm not. It's a small portion of a portfolio. That's the whole point. The reason, even with a United Health, which just has one way to go for so many years, is you must allow a portfolio, a bit like your trousers, with a bit of give, okay? A bit of buffer. You need a buffer in case the stock you've bet your life on drops. This is why tip sheets are so bad, because they don't look at it holistically in a portfolio. They're just like spraying and praying lots of names, and then they market the ones which have gone up, and they quietly have got rid of the ones which have gone out. And here's a little trick that tip sheets do, is as it's falling, they'll say, oh yes, we're reinforcing our buy. Oh, okay. So they've just averaged down, which is fine on paper. You try and do it in real life when you're running out of money and you're becoming hugely concentrated in one position, because they won't look at the portfolio. They don't create a portfolio. They just create names against it and assume that people got in at those levels, which of course they don't. So one of the things that I want to do in when I'm doing all of these things is make sure you understand investing better. And if you'd like to follow me on alpeshpatel.com, please do. But do like and follow all of this. And if you don't know who I am, hedge fund manager, I lectured at Oxford University as a fellow on areas of behavioral finance, Financial Times columnist, 200 odd columns in the Financial Times and 18 books published amongst others by the FT. But you can find out more about me on alpeshpatel.com and follow me on my LinkedIn. I post some interesting articles on there about investing and teaching you to invest. But forget you. Your children, please teach your children to invest, at least give them a chance, because if education is the silver bullet and it's why we go to school and college and university and all the rest of it, and actually this is the most important education, because whatever money you earn, and we're going to still love money, whatever money you earn, you need it to be growing. Even more so in a high tax environment, even more so in a world of AI. If you need it to be growing and you're not involved directly in AI, then you better ride the coattails of companies that are doing well. And that's our job, to get our hands on more Microns, more NXPs, indeed more Dells even. Dell's been very much in the news because it's been seen as somewhat undervalued. And you can see in the case of Dell, my problem with Dell has always been that it's quite volatile. And I had an awful experience with their customer service in the past when they were still doing more retail stuff. So 127%, but it seems to have getting its act in order, not least because of the spending by this government, but even before that on AI. But even before that, it's been getting its act in order after it went private and then relisted. So anyway, another one to draw to your attention. Like I say, this is why you don't put all your eggs in one basket with a company like that, because the volatility. And people often neglect that. They think it's all about returns. It's not. It's about the ride. You don't want something which is going to make you throw up in the middle of the night. Okay. Thank you very much. And I will speak to you soon. So if you've enjoyed this, please do like, follow, share, because the more people it goes out to, the more I'll do of these. Otherwise, I'll become a hermit and just spend the rest of my days in Bora Bora. And if you're still watching this, I assume you don't want me to leave. Thank you all very much. alpeshpatel.com, like, follow, hugs, all those things. Thank you.